In a couple of these videos recently, I was trying to flesh out something I referred to as evolutionary poetics. I don't think I really got very far with that, but just thought I'd have another stab at it, really, kind of take two on that, just to see if I can kind of tell myself what that means. I suppose just to rehearse some of that stuff. If you've heard this, if you're watching these videos, I don't know if anybody is watching these videos, but if you are watching it and you've heard this stuff before, please feel free to find something else more interesting to look at. But I'm drawing an analogy with evolutionary aesthetics. Evolutionary aesthetics explains why we are attracted to the things that we're attracted to, and there's various takes on what those are, but attractive or conversely repellent stimuli have some commonalities. What evolutionary aesthetics says is that whilst there's lots of cultural and individual differences in aesthetics and what we like and what we dislike, what we're attracted to and what we're repelled by, those differences mask a much greater similarity, and in fact a universality, and that universality is built on common evolutionary origins and common embodiment. And so as a species we are attracted to very similar things at a basic level, things like symmetry, for example, and different theorists spell these out in different ways. Ramachandran gives a list of about 10, Ellen Diseniaki gives a few, Dennis Dutton gives a few in The Art Instinct. There's lots of different takes on that. So the way things look to us is grounded in our evolutionarily adaptive needs. So what is evolutionary poetics? Evolutionary poetics, I would say, suggests that no, I need to finish that other bit first. So evolutionary aesthetics says that what we currently call aesthetics, our liking, appreciation, recognition of beauty, recognition of ugliness, those completely conscious, highly culturally advanced ideas, ultimately ground down on very, very basic, almost instinctual, perhaps instinctual responses to the environment in which we move. So evolutionary poetics parallels that by saying that the kinds of transformations that we make in the full light of consciousness when we're being poetic, let's say, and whether that be poetic as in writing poetry, or just poetic in the sense of generating interesting metaphors when we speak, or when we make images, or engage in any kind of figuration, those kind of transformations ultimately touch down on the transformations that our sensorimotor systems make to the world to turn it into lived experience. So whatever it is that's out there goes through very routine processes to become the thing that's in here that I'm experiencing as a kind of qualia. And those processes parallel poetic processes. I guess that's kind of what I'm saying here. I'm just thinking what kinds of processes would I need to go through to argue that more successfully than I'm doing at the moment. Where would I look for the origins of that? I think what I would try to do is to look at theories, models, structures and frameworks for how conceptualization works in terms of how the input we get from our senses, or the sensorimotor relationship with the world, what kind of procedures that is realized as. And I think before I mentioned things like binding, in which disparate experiences are bound together, or abstraction, in which generalities are extracted from lots and lots of different but similar experiences. So some experiences like that, and whether those things map onto what we more traditionally might call poetic transformations that are, as I say, fully conscious and perhaps embedded within principles of formal poetics, poetic analysis, that kind of thing. Is that all I've got to say on that? That's not very much, is it? Yeah, that'll do for now.